Now we'll see about the synonyms. Okay, synonym is simply to provide some alias name or alternative name to the table or any database object, not only the table. If you want to provide anything like a if you want to provide like a employee underscore table something like we have. So in that case, if you want to provide some alias name for that, or if you want to provide like why will use the alias names? Okay, while discussing about this, we are going to start the synonyms, right? Synonym. So now we are going to deal with the synonyms. See the synonyms. While discussing about discussing about the synonyms, we'll see about the alias names. Alias names of a table, alias names of columns. So select star from EMP. So I'm going to create some dummy name for this. A table ABCD. Now I am going to create some table here. Now the table is get created. Okay. Now I have the table like a very lengthy table name. To avoid the lengthy table name, I can create some sequence. Sorry, I can create some alias name for this. Instead of maintaining this, suppose I want to put the join here. So inner join with the DEPT table. You don't know like this is the EMP table, or I don't know, like you don't know, like you can say like a EMP employee underscore data underscore info underscore something like a, you can able to understand this is the employee table only. Okay. But I'm like I don't know like how much name I need to, like what the name I am going to provide. For that reason, simply I provided some name like a ABCD with the Z. Okay, there is a some that the name need to be huge, like a big name. I have provided that. Now, if I want to use like a here, what I need to mention like a DEPT number equal to DEPT number. So if I want to use this, I need to use this sequence number. If you haven't used this, you will get the column ambiguity defined, correct? To avoid that, we need to mention like a for this column from which table I need to pick this column. Okay. You need to mention like this. In this case, I am going to use like this, correct? So instead of maintaining this, sorry, instead of maintaining, hello, sorry, who is speaking? Okay, so instead of maintaining like a like big name, if you use any short names, so to use that short name instead of big name into the query, while working with this query, please use short name. So if you see here, I mentioned some short name like instead of this whole table name, I am going to mention like E. See here, it will give error. The query will now the table the query will understand select star from E inner join with the DEPT. not with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H like that. Got it? So now we need to mention like this. This is helping you to temporary relief. So this is not working like you are getting the data like e.dpt number here, right? So now you mentioned the some alias name for this E. If I use it, if you are trying to use like a selection from E, you won't get because this is the temporary. This will work. This whole table name will treat like as a E within this query itself, not the outside of the query. Okay. So how will you provide alias name to the columns? So now we have employee number, employee name, and all those things, right? Now I am going to use some alias names. So I am going to provide some alias name like a department name. D name in the sense I am not understanding that word. So if you want to provide any alias name, you need to use like this. So here you are getting some confusion to again. See here. Now I am getting the department name. Now I am getting the department name, not with the D name. I provided some alias name for this. If you want to provide some alias name to any column, we need to call an actual column name as like what the new column you are going to mention. That column need to be mentioned like this. Okay, as is optional. If you haven't put the as or not, it won't bother about that. It will understand the system. The system will understand and will define. It will work like as a column alias. Okay, so this is the use of the aliases. Okay, now if I want to maintain some alternative name or alias name permanently in the database. So suppose like if you have like a one parent having two child like a elder older. So you can call it as nani. Okay. So in case my brother having the two childs like a nani, chinna nani, pedda nani. So we are calling that name. So sometimes we calling like a if all the people will be in a house, we can call it like as a their own name, Deepak, Chandanesh. So if I call like a Chinnanan in the sense he will respond. He is called with the name like Chandanesh. He is also respond because he knows like these are my these two names are mine only. Understand? So in this case, if you call with the actual name, if you call with the synonym name, also that need to be retrieve the data from the actual object only. Got it? So now how can we create the sequence? While creating the sequence, we need some privileges. This is called like a prerequisites, right? Prerequisites in the sense, if you want to create the sequence, that we need to get some permission from the admin user, like a create sequence permission. Okay. Create a sequence permission. If you want to create in your schema only, then create sequence permission will help you. If you want to create sequence into any other user always, any other users as well, then you will require the grant like a create any sequence. Create any sequence. Got it? So if you want to create the like public synonyms, okay, we have two types of synonyms. I will explain. If you want to create public synonyms, we need the create public synonym as well. Okay. So how can we? What is the syntax for this? Create synonym name for which object we are going to create. So this is the syntax we are going to Now this is the syntax: create or replace. Or replace is optional. We need to mention about this. So create synonym name for. So this is the table I am going to create. This is the small name only, right? I don't want to create anything here. So create synonym name for this table. So I am going to create a E now. Now you see the data. Select star from E. You are getting the data. Got it? Got it. So this is the advantage of a synonym. See here, you can use anywhere. Instead of a whole big name, you provided some short name. Got it? So you can call the actual object, that will work. You can call the alternative one name, that will also work with the same result only. Okay, you can create to any database object. You can create the sequence for any database object. Understand? So we have like a two types of synonyms. We have like two types of synonyms. So we have like two types of synonyms. So private synonym, public synonyms. So public and private. So private in the sense, if you create the sequence, that sequence will work into this user itself. Okay, if you want to use this sequence, if you want to use this sequence into different user, that need to be provided grant again. Yes. You need to provide the grant all on E to user 1, user 2, like that you need to provide the grant. Okay. Without grant, you cannot able to use any other user object. Yes. Got it? Suppose like if you have X user, Y user, if you want to access X user objects, that X user need to be provide the grant to you. Then only you can able to work. Okay, this is called X, this is Y in the sense, this user need to be provide a grant to you, Y. Then only X objects need to be used by the Y. Now, like you understand the about a synonym now. Types of synonym like a private. Private in the sense that user itself, if you want to use, will go with the private. So if you want to use all the users, public. Okay. Public. So SYN O Y SYN NYM synonym. Okay. This is called a public synonym. So if you want to create public synonym, we need a privilege for this. Create. You want to create the public in the sense we need to mention the public. Else you can create synonym E1. So here already we created the this is called a private. This is called a private. If you want to use like you want to become like this is a public, simply if you mention some keyword like a public, it will become like as a public synonym. Now I have created the E1. Now you can use anywhere. So what are the users we have? Let's see. I'm going to show you. Select star from all underscore users. What are the users available in our system? Now HR we have. I'm going to use my HR user to connect with. So this is the system user. Now I am going to connect to the admin user. SQL, how to connect? Go to the command prompt and connect to the SQL place sys as sysdb. So I connect it to the admin user. So it will offer the password, but you no need to provide any password here. Simply press enter. Okay, now I am going to alter user HR identified. So I alter the table, and in case maybe the user may in okay, let's see, HR user, and connection name I put the HR, and this is also same. It is showing the account is locked. Account is locked. How to unlock the account? Alter username account unlock. These are all admin activities. No need to worry about this. These are all DBA will taken care about this. Simply if you got the error like a account is locked, simply take the screenshot and put the DBA to the mail. So my account is getting locked. So kindly unlock my account. Okay, now see, if I test the connection, now the connection gets success. Okay, now I'm going to connect now. See, now we created the sequence like a E here. 1 second. So now I'm calling this sequence from HR user. Okay, so now it is open. I'm going to connect to the two users again. Data tab, and we created the sequence in here. Select star from E. Now I am trying to run the same query with the E from HR user. So I created the private synonym. Now I am taking the synonym, public synonym, that is like a E1. I created the public synonym, right? So E1, it is a public synonym. Now same query I am going to run here, E1. If I create the public synonym, what will happen? What is need to be verified like so. Let's start from user underscore synonyms. See, we have E. Where is E1? I can show you another thing like you will user underscore objects you are calling, right? User underscore objects. So user underscore objects is a synonym, not the table. This is, see here. So created by 29 May 14. Last DDL when happened? Who is the owner? Public. So synonym name, user underscore objects. Who is the owner of that synonym? Sys. What is the object name of that particular user? Sys user is user underscore objects. Yes. So he is created the public synonym. Yes. Got it? Got it. So see, you are able to access this object to all the users. Same object you are accessing from the entire database users. Correct? So this is also work like that only. But why it is not working here? I'm not getting. So maybe some grant issue. So let's see. Else I'm going to provide the grant. E to HR. Now you are able to get the data, but you need to use this. You are always need to be reference with the owner name. Now you are able to get the data because you have the access that the system user is provided to the HR user. To access the E object, you provided to the HR user. Now I'm going to provide the grant again here with the E1. Now you no need to provide any grant here. Sorry, you no need to provide any reference. So you like if you want to access this object, see here, private synonym will always expecting some reference. You provided the grant with to the all the users, then also that need to be referenced with the owner name. If you are using my object, you are always referenced by my name. This is Siva car. If you are going to use my car, this is Siva car. This is Siva car. You need to mention like that. So if you haven't mentioned that, you like in that case, you need to provide some public synonym. Create the public synonym and provide the grant to the any user. Then he can able to work like this. Got it? Got it. Any doubt? No. This is the use of the synonym. Okay. Nothing else here. If you want to provide any, not only for the table, you can create the procedure, you can create anything. View. Any view for everything you can able to create the synonym. For sequence also. Everything you can able to create. I mentioned if it is not any case, I mentioned all the things here. Okay. Any doubt? See here simply provides easy way to access the table owned by the another user. That just like we mentioned like a very big name as E1 and we use that, right, without referencing that. Shortens lengthy table name, give alternative names to objects, simplify access objects by creating a synonym, another name for an object. Okay, so create an easier reference to a table that is owned by any other users. Okay, got it? This is the use of the sequences. Okay. Synonyms, sorry, synonyms. Okay. Prerequisite is why if you are not able to create the sequence, you need to verify that there is a grant for us or not. Create sequence, create synonym. Sequence also same, create sequence, create any sequence, create synonym, create any synonym. These are all the privileges you are expecting here. R replace will help you to recreate the object. Existed. If it is already exist, if you want to recreate that, you will use the R replace option. Okay. This is about the sequences. And tomorrow we are going to deal about, okay, we will stop here and we will discuss offline. So first I am going to stop recording.